My first smart home device was a Ring video doorbell that my wife saw at her friend's house. I got one, I installed it. It was great to know who was at our door, especially when traveling, but it went off all the time. I would not give that thing to my worst enemy with as annoying as it was. So after a few months, I switched to the Video Doorbell Pro, and 4 years later, I'm still using the Pro. I have 3 StickUp Cams and have added Ring alarm to my setup. So I'm gonna share with you why I think Ring devices are still the best choice for my Amazon Alexa and Apple HomeKit smart home. Now, Ring devices don't support HomeKit, but they're still my top choice because there is a way to get your devices into HomeKit. I'll show you that at the end. I recently released a video on why I switched my smart home over to Apple's HomeKit. You can find that in the description. Now, no, as I go through these, there are better looking cameras and doorbells that will have some of these features, but none have all of these features. Now, I'm not gonna go into the specs of these devices. This video is the why behind these devices. First reason I use Ring devices is that they were one of the first on the market to bring a video doorbell that brought motion alerts, ring alerts, and cloud recording. They are a well-established brand at this point and really are the go-to name in video doorbells. Then they added the cameras and you have the alarm. Really, Ring has had a lot of time to work on their stuff and get it right. And from my experience, they nailed it with the Video Doorbell Pro. I hated the regular version's limited motion settings and it always going off. But today, I still use the Video Doorbell Pro because there's no reason to upgrade. It does a great job. And also, Ring has continued to make the Pro better with updates. Now, one thing I like about the Pro is that it is a hardwired doorbell. There is no battery powered, so make sure you wire a doorbell if you're gonna get one. But being hardwired, it records a continuous 5-second buffer. So if a motion alert is triggered, the 5 seconds before the alert is captured in the recording. So there's no looking at the back of the delivery person's head because it takes too long for the battery powered cameras to start recording. Really, the big reason though I recommend the Video Doorbell Pro is the accuracy of the zones. My house faces the street and the original would constantly go off. It was really annoying. If you look at these zones, they're dialed in to avoid the sidewalk. So nothing goes off unless you cross into them, and they are very accurate. If I'm not expecting anyone or a package, when I hear an alert on the app, I open it because it means somebody has walked onto the property. That accuracy carries over to the Ring StickUp Cams too. You can see the zone that I made for the StickUp Cam and the sidewalk there. I have it cut right to the edge and people walk along that sidewalk all day and it never goes off unless they actually cross into the yard. I love that the Ring StickUp Cam is battery powered, so there's no drilling holes in your house for power. I found that I need to charge them maybe once every 3 to 4 months. Really easy to do. You pull out a chair, step ladder. I don't mind. Part of the reason I don't mind is how I mounted them. I really do recommend, if you can, using the mount on the back side of the camera. And the reason I recommend that is if not, you have to mount the camera upside down. And when you do that, in order to change the batteries, you have to remove the camera and leave the mount and change the batteries. If you use a third-party mount like I have in my video, you can attach it here and then easily give a twist, pull off the bottom, eject the battery, and not have to worry about messing up the focus of the camera. Recently, I added Ring alarm. Before that, I was using Simply Safe, which is great, but it's expensive and they haven't updated it with really any new features. Being an Amazon company, you'll find a lot of great deals on the Ring alarm. Ring alarm is easy to set up. You basically power up the base station, give it some Ethernet for some internet, follow the steps in the app, and once you have this online, really it's about putting your sensors up. And to put these up, you pull a tab, you sync it through the app to the base station, you pull off the tape on the back, put this on the door or the window, put this across from it without too big of a gap in between, and you're set. That's how you do your windows and doors. Same thing with the motion sensor. You pull the tab and you could either peel off these two pieces of tape to put it flat on the wall, or you could peel off these two and put it in a corner. And then you just go through the app and follow the process. The keypad is the same thing, except you're supposed to put screws in there to mount this. I just use double stick tape with this also. And then you can power it up and leave it powered, or just charge it when you need to and just drop it into there. It really is a nice, easy setup. Once you have your alarm set up, you go into the Ring app and you see there's 3 buttons: disarm, home, and away. All within the same app, and the cameras are below it. Next are some of the Ring features I like. Like I said, there are better cameras, but with some of these features, other companies have not achieved the scale of Ring, maybe not the popularity. People don't necessarily use their cloud recording, or they don't offer some of these features. So the first thing I love about Ring is that cloud recording. Some companies offer that free recording. I would be skeptical because they might change their model to a subscription model later on, or they might be making money off of data. Ring offers a good amount of storage. I'd like to see a little bit of longer time holding the recordings, but I do appreciate that it can do long video recordings so you can see what is going on and not miss anything. Often free cloud recording is very limited. Now, for Ring Cloud recordings, there is a Ring Basic plan, which is $3 a month or $30 per year for a camera that has 60 days of cloud recording. And for each camera, you would add another $3 or $30 a year until you reach $10 a month or $100 a year. Then your account converts over to Ring Plus, and Ring Plus allows unlimited cameras and recordings at an address for $10 a month. I recently added Ring Alarm because Ring Plus used to include professional monitoring for that $10 a month. Ring kept that plan for existing customers like myself who already had it. But for new customers, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring for $20 a month or $200 a year. Now, this includes the unlimited cameras that come with Ring Plus for $10 a month. So you're adding another $10 a month for that professional recording. Cloud recordings for multiple cameras and monitoring for $20 a month, I think is worth it. One great cloud option for those of you who use HomeKit is HomeKit Secure Video. That allows you to save supported camera recordings in your iCloud account for 10 days. I have a couple EUFY indoor cameras that use HomeKit Secure Video. If they didn't, if they're using another service, they wouldn't be in the house. For some nice affordable HomeKit cameras, check out EUFY cameras. I'll put links to them in the description. Very affordable and have some great HomeKit features. Next, I like the Ring app. I'm used to it, and more importantly, my non-tech wife is used to it. Before all the cameras, my wife became very comfortable with the Ring app for our doorbell. So adding the cameras in was just one more camera for her to check if there was a motion alert. Now you add the alarm to it, and it just added 3 more buttons to use that alarm. The settings within the app have really been great to give you a lot of flexibility in adjusting your motion settings and your alerts. They've added stuff like smart responses, so when someone is at the door and you can't answer, it'll give them a response. Now within the Ring app, there's something unique that Ring has, and that's the neighbor section. And here, neighbors can post different things that they want to share. Someone has a missing dog right now. The people have shared, someone had a catalytic converter theft. Really, it's good to have a place where neighbors can share videos and other information. And it's nice that it's been around long enough that it's well established within the community and there is helpful activity. Having a bunch of extra eyes on your recordings if you have an issue is a good thing. I did do a video about Ring and them incentivizing law enforcement to help get Ring doorbells into people's hands. I'll put that link down there if you want to learn about that. Now, great thing about Ring, And them being an Amazon company is the integration into an Echo and Alexa smart home. Unlike a lot of options, you can use Ring alarm sensors to trigger Alexa routines. Now with the latest Fire TV 4K Max, when someone rings the doorbell, it'll show up on your TV. If you'd like to see a comparison between the new Fire TV 4K Max and Apple TV 4K, I'll put links down in the description. Overall, I don't think Ring's prices are bad either. They make doorbells for all different price points. And I like that they still sell the Video Doorbell Pro for $169 or refurbished for $139. It's a great doorbell still, and I haven't replaced mine because it is. So a lot of companies would have discontinued that just so you'd buy the more expensive device. Now the cloud recording costs have never bothered me because the videos are long, they're saved long enough, and there's no such thing as a free lunch. You are going to pay for that service one way or another. Just might be data instead of money. Let's talk about performance. The accuracy of the zones in the Ring Video Doorbell and StickUp Cam are amazing. You can get them dialed in and the sensitivity turned down. Here's where I have mine for my front door, and I get no false alarms. My house faces the street and I have no issues. The cameras, they continue to get better with different features that they add to it. The camera resolution and all that, it's fine. Even none of them are amazing at this point. But now these customizable zones work very well. When my front yard StickUp Cam goes off in the morning, I know it's the white dog that likes to scratch its back in the middle of my yard. But then it won't go off for the rest of the day when anybody's walking by. The Ring alarm performance has been really great. It does work really well. I learned that after a 5-hour flight when I turned on my phone and it was blowing up from a bunch of messages and calls from the Ring monitoring center. And then I had a bunch of messages and calls from my neighbor who heard the alarm going off and saw the sheriff showing up at our house to check things. Now that's not a good thing when it's a false alarm to have the sheriff show up, but it's exactly what you want to happen if there's an emergency. That is worth $20 a month to have that security. There aren't a lot of choices for a reliable and established professional monitoring. Now let's talk about HomeKit. Ring does not support HomeKit. I don't mind the lack of HomeKit support. I always worked within the app. The app was there before you ever had the option to call up cameras on Echoes and other stuff. So lack of HomeKit and home app integration hasn't been a big deal. But saying all of that, I still was excited to learn I could get Ring into HomeKit using HomeBridge, Home Assistant, or like I did, a Hoobs Hub. I'll put a link to the Hoobs Hub in the description, but the Hoobs Hub serves as an in-between device that HomeKit can recognize. And with that, you can bring in some non-HomeKit devices. Not everything that doesn't work with HomeKit devices, but some. With Hoobs or HomeBridge, you download and set up the extensions for the device that you want Hoobs and HomeKit to be able to control. Now this requires a little tech know-how to set up. It's not as easy as buying supported HomeKit cameras, but it's not that hard to do either. I could use all my Ring sensors to trigger automations. I can see my Ring cameras on my TV or within the Home app. It's nice. There's part of the reason that I have no real desire to go change, even though I'm using HomeKit, is the fact that I can use Hub to get it in. Now, there are cheaper options. There are better solutions for HomeKit. There's better options for on-device storage and free cloud recording. But to me, there's not a more complete security package that offers better security for my house. Everything else feels like it's missing something that Ring offers. I think for what you pay for with Ring, you get a lot of great features. Also, I trust Ring devices to alert me when needed. They've been great at doing it so far. Now, are you using any cameras at home? If so, let us know which ones in the comment section. Next, make sure to check out this video over here for some more great smart home information. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.